Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's David Schlotthauer here in the home weather office with a detailed update. We're going to do analysis on very strong Category 4 Hurricane Lee as it continues to rapidly intensify off towards the west-northwest. This is headed. Is to look at the 3D imagery. I wanted to start off with this for the stream. We definitely have a very, very intense eye right now. Mighty goodness, this has really exploded since this morning. Even when I made my video, it did not even look like it was a Category 4 at all. Even barely a Category 3. But wow, this has really, really changed in a mighty hurry as it's moving off towards the northwest. We'll get back to more of this in a little bit. We're going to do this for about a few hours today. We're going to be looking at Recon data. We're going to be looking at some tools to help us to get the intensity of how strong this hurricane really is without looking at satellite intensity estimates. But we can see since this morning, really somewhat kind of disheveled, and now we got a really good eye, really trying to peek out here very nicely. And actually, it is clear all the way down to the surface. We don't have any cloud cover whatsoever down at the ocean floor, which means there's a lot of sinking air in the middle of this eye, surrounded by very intense deep convection. Recon is on their way out there, and we will provide you real-time analysis of how strong this really is. We're going to provide you realistic, honest information with air pressure and wind data at flight level and surface frequency microwave radiometer. We have a lot of detail that we need to cover. Even so, this is not going to impact any land areas for right now. This is going to make headlines, and it already is. When you talk about a Category 5 with winds now forecasted by the NHC to reach about 165 miles an hour, that's going to get someone's attention. Even so, it is in the middle of the Pacific, or in the middle of the Atlantic, excuse me. Got my oceans wrong there. If this was a Category 3 or only going to be a Cat 3, I would probably not do live streams or videos on this. But since this is so formidable, this could get close to record-breaking territory. And I do have a tweet to back that up that I do want to show you all on that. But for right now, here's a look at the latest NHC intensity. The track cone forecast. Still pretty big out here. This has not changed. In fact, this has gotten a little bit bigger since yesterday, since we last made a live stream and video on this. And this means that there is still a chance that once it gets over here, once it slows down, this could actually make a turn to the west, or it can make a turn more to the north. That's why this cone is so large right here. And as matters of fact, it's going to slow down so much, it might only be drifting at about 4 or 5 miles an hour. And just for reference, this right here is about 1 day length. This is 1 day length, and that's not moving very much. So it's going to be interesting to see how strong this can get. Lee, technically speaking, Lee has another 48 hours to rapidly intensify, which at time, it could get stronger than 165 miles an hour. There is a lot of model guidance that supports winds that could even reach 180 miles an hour. Even more specifically, if I just look at the HAFS-A and the HAFS-B that we're about to look at, this could even get stronger than 185 or 190 miles an hour and could get awfully close of rivaling Hurricane Dorian, which we do not want to see. That would be absolutely bad to even witness. So we're going to kind of break down a lot of details in this live stream at showing you the latest intensity forecast, the latest current intensity based on Recon data and other factors. This is going to be a very detailed live stream that I want to kind of share with you all. So again, major hurricane, that's what it's at right now. This exploded today. It's going to remain a major hurricane through the entire 5-day forecast. It doesn't matter if it's a Cat 5 or a Cat 3. This is going to be catastrophic for shipping interests. So if you're on a cruise, if you're boating, if you're fishing, this is going to be very impactful. If you're a surfer, I would stay away from the oceans this weekend for the Leeward Islands, including for Puerto Rico. If you're in the Dominican Republic, if you're in, say, the Bahamas, even if you're in Bermuda and eventually the eastern seaboard by early next week, we could be talking waves, folks, that could top, say, about 30 or 40 feet, not at the coast, but like around this hurricane. I've seen some model data that supports wave heights exceeding 50 feet, 55 feet high. That is absolutely mind-boggling dangerous. You do not want to be at the beaches or anything, regardless of if you do or don't get impacted by this hurricane. There's more than just one thing. Wind is one, heavy rain, flooding is another, storm surge and high surf is another thing. We're going to see the surf and a little bit of, say, wind, not very strong, maybe about 25 to 40 miles an hour, just under tropical storm intensity, but it won't matter, folks. There will be impacts for these islands, and I cannot stress enough that even so, the center of this, let me kind of silence myself here on Discord, even so this misses the islands directly, there will be impacts. Such a storm this strong at Cat 5, you're going to feel those impacts even away from the hurricane itself. So Lee has become a major hurricane, and further strengthening is expected, with its core moving north of the Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico this weekend and early next week. Dangerous surf, as I mentioned, this is a big one, folks. Again, mentioning this all over. Big serious deal here. Dangerous surf and life-threatening rip currents are likely in the northern Leeward Islands beginning Friday. These conditions will spread westward, affecting Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, the Turks and Caicos, and the Bahamas through the weekend. Dangerous surf will even impact the eastern seaboard. All right, so eventually up in towards New York, New Jersey, the Carolinas, if you're in Georgia, even Florida, okay? You're not going to get the hurricane or anything, but you're going to get the surf. So if you're going to the beaches, say by, Monday or Sunday, yeah, keep that in mind. You're going to start seeing surf out of this. All right, so let's move on to the next thing, next PowerPoint. The most likely arrival time of tropical storm force winds with this, okay, in red, that's what the NHC has here, could be for Monday morning. Now, the chances here have decreased. That's what we've seen, but don't let your guard down. There is still that non-zero chance that at least briefly you might get a tropical storm wind gust on one of these islands this weekend. All right, so especially by like Sunday morning all the way through Monday morning, right all in here, you might get tropical storm force wind gusts, sustained winds just probably underneath that. So there will be some wind impacts, but nothing too substantial. Maybe some rain bands that could bring in more heavier rainfall, maybe some more intense winds, maybe a water spout or two out of this. There will be impacts. We're not saying that there won't be, because if this stayed even further away from shore, then the impacts would not be as bad, right? Now, of course, we'll be talking about the eastern seaboard in this live stream, including for Bermuda, and how close could this get? That's going to be the question that everyone is probably wondering in the chat is, could this hit the southeastern Bahama Islands? There's still some outlier model scenarios that could suggest that could happen, but a Florida drive doesn't seem very likely at the moment. So this is a look at the latest NHC discussion, and we really need to read this. This is to be taken really seriously, all right? And then we'll show you live Recon data. The Lee continues to strengthen at an exceptional rate, and you don't hear that very often. Exceptional rate The hurricane has quickly developed a clear, symmetric eye surrounded by very cold cloud tops. The intensity estimate of 115 knots is based primarily on the recent UW, or the University of Wisconsin, ADT intensity estimate near that value. But again, that is probably generous given how intense, how warm the eye is. Probably now for sure well into category 4 status. The 102 knots subjective Dovrik intensity estimates from TFAB and SAB at 18Z were constrained by the Dovrik rules. But both analysis noted that the Delta T was higher. An Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft is on their way out, and that's what we will be looking at in today's live stream. All right, low shear, very warm sea surface temperature, and copious amounts of moisture will allow the continuation of explosive intensification with Lee tonight. All 4 regional hurricane models, as such, the HAFS-A, the HAFS-B, the HWRF, and HMON, all explicitly show that Lee will become a Category 5 at some point in the next day or so. In addition, the short-term rapid intensification probabilities from the SHIPS, which is the Statistical Hurricane Intensity Prediction System, that's kind of an acronym, and the DTOPS are still extremely high. Internal factors like eye-wall replacement cycles, and another way to say this is ERC for short, will become a big factor soon, and these are not easily predictable well in advance, but we don't yet see an indication that an eye-wall replacement cycle is happening, nor do we see that Lee's intensification phase is stopping yet. The official intensity forecast is quite close to the intensity consensus after 24 hours, reflecting just how high several of the model forecasts are. I mean, they are really, really high, and wait until you see a couple of these. The HAFS-B and the HAFS-A are just off the charts, folks. I mean, I'm going to show you a tweet post that Prestige Weather sent me today while we were in a Discord call just for a little bit. And I mean, this guy on Twitter, by the way, not Prestige Weather, but the guy that sent Prestige Weather that goes to college for meteorology, I believe. And this is that serious when you hear a meteorologist say that. So the biggest risk from Lee over the next 5 days will be high seas and dangerous surf. Rip currents are likely to begin affecting portions of the northern Caribbean on Friday. These conditions will spread westward through the weekend, reaching most of the U.S. East Coast by Sunday morning. For more information, please consult the National Hurricane Center and your local weather office and the products that the NHC does provide. I can only do my part at making sure you all are prepared for high surf, at least, and some breezy winds for some locations, but if this gets closer, the impacts could be a little worse than what they could be in this forecast. So now, looking at the latest ADT, still holding here over an hour now at 109.8 knots, which is very generous given how warm the eye is. We'll look at that in a second. But we have Recon data out there right now, and they're getting closer and closer into this. You can even see the thumbnail here. There is the outer skirts of Hurricane Lee, and they are just inches away. They should be in that storm by about 4:30 or 4:45, which, again, we will provide you the most realistic, the most accurate live information up to the minute as much as we can possible. And we could all decide on how strong this could end up being in the next advisory. Until then, let's take a pit stop and look at, let's take a look at the Twitter post that Prestige Weather sent me today. I think it's over here. By the way, if you all want to subscribe and also check out my Twitter page, you all can do that. 2 followers away from 1,200. So this is coming from Noah Burgeon. And when we read this, let me zoom this in so you all can actually see that. The pretty new HAFS hurricane model, okay, has done great so far with Lee. Maybe a tad even underdoing it. Okay, you don't like hearing that from someone. It still tries to make it one of the strongest hurricanes ever documented on this side of the world tomorrow. Okay, this guy This guy, by the way, has 10.1 thousand followers. Okay, and I'm even gonna follow him just for that reference. This guy knows what he's talking about. Okay, this guy knows exactly what he's looking at. By Friday midday, it brings the sustained winds to a luxurious, however you say that, luxurious, whatever you want to say it, 190 to 200 miles an hour. That's sustained winds with gusts over 215 miles an hour in the inner eye wall. This is in the face of some slightly dry air invading the southwestern side, which, if that doesn't happen, this could get even a little stronger than what this guy is saying. Meteorologically speaking, this is the top of the chart for what the Atlantic Ocean basin can produce for an extremely intense hurricane. Okay, I mean, this guy is not lying. This is real facts. This is what we're going to be looking at and kind of diagnosing with how strong this could get. When you see something like this, this is actually what really got me to go live today. This guy's post. I mean, one of the best posts that I have seen on Twitter in quite some time. So that's being a tad lower than what this could end up being. And that could be between 195 to even maybe 205 miles an hour. I hope that never happens, because if it does, wow, we could see, I don't want to say it, Dorian 2.0 here in some degree. So with that being said, let's take a look at our HAFS-B. This is the HAFS-B. Let's go to Weather Bell and look at this. Oops, my thumbnail here of my satellite imagery is not available. I'm so sorry about that. So this is the look at the sustained wind. We're just going to do one thing at a time here. So the strongest winds you can get on this is 100 miles an hour. That's the darkest red. But I want you all to please pay attention to the bottom right side of the screen. I'm going to point an arrow to this. Right here, see where it says max? Can you all see that just fine? Can you all just see that? If you all can, say yes in the chat. That would really help out a lot. All right, because that's going to be our indicator of how strong this could get. All right, so wow, 195. So evidently someone sees it. So that's good. So going forward here, this is right now 145 miles an hour. Doesn't surprise me if it's that strong already. And look at how strong this could get. By 8 p.m. tonight, 177 miles an hour, 191 miles an hour by Thursday night. So in the next 18 hours, this is certainly for sure, according to, if we look at the HAFS-B model output, this is well into category 5 intensity, 196.7. So rounding that up, maybe 197 miles an hour, and then 201 miles an hour by Friday morning, 8 in the morning. That is, this could end up being a cat, for sure, a Cat 5. I mean, as deep as the eye can see. I mean, I have never seen, and I'm not hyping this up to scare you all, I have never seen a model go this ballistic. I think with Dorian, the strongest it was forecasting was like 180 something miles an hour, maybe 175, but that got up to 195 miles an hour. So the fact is, the HAFS-B is showing this magnitude of intense winds really has me on edge of just the potential that this thing might have ahead of it. So going forward, 178, 172, certainly in the ballpark of, 183 miles an hour, all the way up until Saturday night, even 187, 190 miles an hour, all the way through early Sunday morning. So this is going to kind of fluctuate between Cat 5, low intensity, mid-level Cat 5, maybe even a high-end Cat 5. No, there's no such thing as Cat 6, but a high-end Cat 5 for me is like about 190 miles an hour. And this right here, folks, really illustrates just how strong this could actually become. So later down the road, eventually, it really, I mean, this is out to 4.5 days, and this 154 miles an hour, close to Cat 5 still by Tuesday, by Monday next week. So this all the way through the next 5 days will remain with winds up and around 145 plus miles an hour. That is mid high-end Cat 4 intensity through the extended forecast. Okay, this really worries me. Now, there is an ERC that happens here, and that's why it's weaker. Now, you all are wondering, how low will the pressure get with this? Now, with that being said, let's look at the HAFS-B run. Okay, so the HAFS-B with the winds, let's go to that. I want to show you low-level winds, too. That's going to be entertaining to see. Look at this. I mean, the darkest red spot that I can show you all. And let me zoom in. Look at that. 912, 913, 909. I mean, this is really, really intense. Up at least until the next 27, maybe the next, say, 30 hours. Really in that ballpark of 900 to 910 millibars, which is... I mean, that's off the charts, by the way. The chart here goes to 155 knots for surface winds, and this is surface winds. This is not your low-level winds at all. This is 10-meter winds at 175 knots, which is, again, in the ballpark of about almost 200 miles an hour. And wow, I do not like seeing a model like this. And look at this, 910 even after the ERC. Wait, no, there's no ERC yet. Then the eyewall replacement cycle happens here, and then it could re-intensify on the other side a little bit more. So until this ERC that could happen in the next 3 days, this could really have an opportunity of reaching 165 plus miles an hour. Now, I'm not going to explicitly show this, my intensity prediction going for 195. No, you don't want to predict that, because that's really hard to get a hurricane that intense, but definitely stronger than 165. Definitely on the table here for the live stream that I'm doing. So there's an ERC with that. Now, you all are wondering, what about the HAFS-A model? So let's go and look at that, because two different models. Now, I'm not going to show you the H-Wharf. It is really underestimating this still. Actually, maybe not. But let's look at the HAFS-B first. Okay, so this is the HAFS-B. No, wait, we're on the HAFS-A. I showed you the HAFS-B, whatever. All right, the HAFS-A. So this is a little underdoing it. 24 hours out, 184 miles an hour, but eventually it does get it up to 191 miles an hour. So that is really within reach of Hurricane Dorian's intensity from 2019. Everyone remembers that. I streamed that. I remember when it hit Great Albaco, that did a lot of damage. It stalled very close to Florida, and we would ever think, when is it going to go north? You know, it just sat there for over a day. I remember those times, and this is not going to stall, thank goodness, but it is going to still be very intense with winds that are 155 plus, 165 miles an hour, even, and this model particularly shows this remaining Category 5 through the next perhaps 4 days or so before this model in particular shows it weakening. But look at, even at 5 days, this is at 151 miles an hour. Okay, 151, that is very close to Cat 5, all the way through the entire 5-day forecast. So that really shows us that this is not only going to be a near historic record-breaking storm, but this could really drive up the ACE points. I mean, we could be looking at over 50 ACE points, maybe 60 ACE points, which is the amount of total accumulated cyclone energy that these systems have with them for us to kind of declare, was the season above average, was it below average? You all know that just because we have 15 named storms, whatnot, doesn't mean that, oh, okay, it's a near average season. Ace points are your friend. Okay, say that in chat. We have 1,000 people watching, by the way. Share this. Get this out to a lot of people that are tuning in. What's up, Weather on the Go? Nice to see you here. So quality beats quantity. I mean, there are seasons that have very little named storms, but have really high ace producing. So we're getting the new HAFS-A model out. And oh my gosh. No way. That is 12 millibars deeper. 12 millibars deeper. 900 millibars sharp on this in 24 hours. Oh my goodness. Let me see the winds on that. That's 180 knot winds. That is 200 miles an hour. Actually, let me go right over to Weather Bell on that. That is substantial. That is absolutely sickening. I've never seen anything that intense. I have never. And I'm being honest with you. I am being honest. Come on. We're not getting it on Weather Bell. Dag nabbit. We gotta wait. We gotta use tropical tidbits. So 178 knots. Let's take a look at the calculator on that. That is very strong. Online calculator. That's like 200 something miles an hour. 178. And it's sharp. So it's sharp. So 170. Oh wait, no. Hold on. Knots. 2 miles per hour. 178 knots. 205 miles an hour when you round up all the numbers. 205 miles an hour. That is, oh my goodness. I mean, that is really substantial. That is now assuming where the hurricane is right now. So additional intensification is expected with this. Oh, I cannot believe how strong this could actually end up getting. I cannot even imagine. Let me see the low-level winds on this. Oh my gosh. Geez, low-level winds almost 200 knots on this. Oh shoot, no, it's 200 knots. We're at 200 knots on this. About 199 knots, 200-ish. That is 230 miles an hour. 230 miles an hour. Whoa, you better hope Recon does not invest. Well, they have to do their job. But wow, if they have to fly through that, it is not going to be pretty. It is not going to be pretty at all. Wow, that is sickening. Let me see the HAFS-B. HAFS-B is not as intense, but the HAFS-A is just going outrageous with this. Still in the ballpark, though. Still in the ballpark of about 910 millibars. So, if the HAFS-A is right, that is just catastrophic, man. That, boy, it's one of those things. We're glad this is not hitting land. We're really glad that this is not hitting any land areas. Because, I mean, that is really intense. And look at the symmetrical look to this, too. I mean, this is perfectly almost symmetrical with its cloud shield that spreads. Thank you, Robert's Girl, for becoming a member. It's an honor. By the way, for those that are members, the Discord opens up the 15th of September, and we're going to get some drone. I'm going to buy a drone and other things. More on that in another time. But yeah, this eye is very, very intense. I mean, that is a very intense eye wall by all means whatsoever. And it does weaken a little bit, but still 907. I don't think you call that very much weaker, especially when it hits about 100 and 80 knots. I mean, that is gangbusters wild when you look at it that way. And so, yeah, this could have a ceiling of 900 millibars. Wow, that is very low. 900 millibars, think about that. The average pressure on Earth is about 1,013, 1,012 millibars. So that's 112 millibars lower than it should be. That's showing you the extent of intensification that this thing could actually have. Here's a look at the panel from tropicaltidbits.com on the vortex kind of deal. And let's kind of, actually, I cannot, you all are going to have to use your eyes very well. But look at the vortex. Look how deep this is. 100 millibars high. Actually, the vortex goes all the way up to 50 millibars high, which is well over 60,000 feet aloft. I mean, that is really, really substantial. Ah, man, I cannot wait for Recon. I cannot wait for Recon to fly into this puppy, because this is really, really serious. I cannot wait for that 18Z to render on Weatherbell too, because this is asking for a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. But 850 millibar winds are definitely the strongest that I can find right now. That's at almost 200 knots. 200 knots right there. That's a formidable tornado. That's like tornado-like winds. So while we're waiting, we'll keep you updated on the HAFS-A and the HAFS-B. They are currently rendering. We're also waiting for Recon data to get out there on this system. And right now, the eye temperature is about 72 degrees. 72. This is surrounded by a full donut of negative 105 degree Fahrenheit. 105, that is. Below zero in Fahrenheit with this eye wall. We're also seeing a lot of lightning with this. This is a look at the weather nerds. Another way to see how intense this is actually. Yeah, look at all the lightning in that. You can see it orbiting, and actually we need to update this. This is outdated just by a little bit. Update plot. Let's update this. So this is a look at that, and oh gosh, look at all the lightning going on in this. Look at all the lightning with that. A lot of lightning. That is not good. That is not good at all, because what we're seeing here is the more lightning you get with these hurricanes, the more intense they're actually getting. There's ice crystals. And yes, I rarely say this. This could be the hurricane that might contain some hail in it. Okay, what I just said is not said very lightly. We even have cloud tops here of negative 80 Celsius right on that northwestern side, and there is a lot of lightning. We also have another one that I want to show you to kind of disseminate from the, let's do water vapor. I think that separates the color so you all can see the lightning a little bit better. No, not that. Let me go to visible. Yeah, you're not going to see anything on visible because it's dark. But look at all the lightning. I mean, let's zoom in on that. Right before it gets dark, you can see lots of lightning increasing, and you can even see a halfway U-shape of lightning activity within the eye, which means, yeah, this is really, really intensifying at an explosive rate still. We're not seeing much in the way of the ADT, though, at 109 knots, but the raw T numbers, if we kind of extrapolate that, that's about at a 7. That's at 138 knots. That would be a Category 5 hurricane already, if we look at purely the ADT estimates. Oh my goodness. Recon, get your butt out there right now. Please get your butt out there. We need you. We need you. We need you bad. And here it is. The Recon, the C-130. It's the CJ C-130. Oh, also I wanted to let you all know, and this is real, okay? I'm not providing you all false information. I actually met someone when I was actually shopping at Safeway about a week ago almost. This guy actually used to be a hurricane hunter. He used to fly into these hurricanes, and told me that what is it like flying into these systems? And he said it is probably one of the most bumpiest rides that you could probably ever imagine, especially when you're going through a category potentially 5 at this point, with what the plane might be measuring soon with all those lightning strikes. Now, I'm really hoping that they are not turning around because of how strong this is. So therefore, I'm going to go to Flight Radar 24, where we are able to see where Recon actually is. All right, so where is our plane at? Everyone's probably wondering. Okay, all right, that's nice. We don't have any mission out there yet. Or they're out there, but not on the radar. So that's unfortunate. Well, in the meantime, let's take a look now at the HAFS-A model, and then we're going to really wait patiently for that Recon mission. That's kind of the juice part of this stream for today. Yeah, 915 millibars on the A, and on the B, let's look at the B. 916 also, 917 millibars. So still remaining a Category 5 hurricane for the next 2 days. Tomorrow, as well as into much of Saturday, we're gonna see a Category 5 out of this. I hope they're not turning around. The last thing we want is them to turn around. But yeah, look at the lightning in this. If we pause this, right, actually, yeah, if you look closely, you can see some flashes in there, right here orbiting around the center. And that eye is really, really, really warming up and drying out. Very circular, very intense by all means. Definitely a mid-grade Category 4 hurricane at this point. I'm very sure about it. And here's a look at the 3D. Look at the 3D, folks. I mean, this is absolutely, well, as long as it doesn't hit land, it's beautiful to see on the 3D dimensional page. Spaghetti tracking on this? Okay, yeah, let's take a look at what are the possible outcome scenarios out of this. But that's a look at how strong this could actually end up being. By the way, thank you for the $2 donation, Chris Ross. I do appreciate that very much. By the way, for the 1,300 people that are watching, if you are new to the stream and you really like these live discussions, be sure you subscribe. I also do videos on these hurricanes too. And we're not just doing a live stream on this system possibly tomorrow, but we're also going to fly into this hurricane via flight simulator. I've been promoting that over the last couple of days. We're actually going to fly into this hurricane via flight simulator tomorrow, so you all can see what it's like to fly into a hurricane. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Go to the spaghetti plot. Who likes spaghetti? Raise your hand if you like spaghetti, because you're about to get hungry. Your metabolism's about to go up, because I'm about to feed you some spaghetti models. We're gonna use tropical tidbits. Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you all that this is the latest intensity spaghetti plot first. We're just going to kind of pit stop through one of these. Look at how many models want this at a Cat 5. And yeah, a few of these really are going extreme, all the way up to about 180 knots with this system. So yeah, there's a huge ceiling with this hurricane. And we're counting right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 models indicating a Category 5 hurricane. All right, that says a lot right there. So you can see too that this is going to remain certainly a Category 4 hurricane, most likely all the way through the next 5 days, and even potentially beyond that, possibly through the next 6 or 7 days, according to some of these spaghetti plots that are out here. One thing's for sure about this is most of the spaghetti plot is not indicating that this is going to go below major hurricane intensity through the next 7 days. Again, imagining that 7 days with this hurricane being at or above a Category 3 hurricane. Now, there's a couple of models down here, a couple of these noodles that want this down to a Category 2, but, you know, they're outliers. They could be one of those outliers that we don't trust very much. And we got to trust the majority, which is up here at Category 4 and 3. But especially through this window, roughly 3 days, that is right in here. Let me go back. So right in here, especially, we really got to keep an eye on this. At least the next 84 hours, this could maintain at least a Category 5 with winds that are greater than, again, about 165 miles an hour. Now, before we do get to the other spaghetti plot, the track forecast, I did want to show you all, I kind of forgot this when I read this discussion, is what the NHC is doing with this. Look at this. This is really, really concerning for the NHC. The next 24 hours, this is going to reach an intensity probably stronger than Hurricane Jova in the Eastern Pacific yesterday. You all know how strong that sucker was. This could be stronger than that. Okay, this is for 18Z tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon. Actually, this is early afternoon because 18Z here is 11 o'clock. Wait. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock for 18Z. So that would be 2 o'clock Eastern time. Wow, very strong. And even Category 5 into tomorrow night as well. But this could be generous all the way out here. Possibly, again, this could be upped later in the forecast up to a Category 5. Now, this down here probably gonna not get upped too much since we have some model consistency that this will likely weaken a little more. Now, back to our spaghetti plot. Where is this headed? And there is some wild outcomes, all right? Now, some of the models were indicating that this might make a turn a little further west, and it has continued to do so. This is the HAFS-A and HAFS-B runs. All the hurricane models here, all to the left of the other models here, that the global models, the consensus, the dynamical models. So this is very concerning because, yeah, this is not very far. So if you think about how far this is going to come close to the islands, this could be potentially closer to the Bahamas than it would be to the Virgin Islands. So this is out to 5 days. That's why anyone living on the southern Bahama Islands here really needs to watch this. This is, I would not ignore this right now. I would definitely stay tuned for my live streams. Stay tuned for my videos and stuff. I'm going to have fancy hippie or prestige weather on the live stream tomorrow afternoon too with this. Because this is only going to get more stronger. And as long as it remains a big threat and it remains a national headline, we are definitely going to be live streaming on this at least every afternoon. I am not liking what I'm seeing, and this really worries me. So now looking at the GEFS, which is this right here, big time wild outcomes. I mean, we still don't know. I mean, I wish I can grunt all I want on this. I wish I could tell you all that, okay, we know where it's headed out this far, but there is wild outcomes. In fact, in such a way, look at this. A couple of these members on the GEFS model and ensemble member bring this on top of the Bahama Islands as a Category 4 or 5 hurricane. Okay. Now, Bermuda is underneath a lot of these spaghetti plots. So you all are hungry. Spaghetti. Isn't it yummy? Definitely a lot of of clustering here, and it will be interesting once we get Recon out there. That will be fed into the 0Z, GFS, the European model. All these models are going to correct. I guarantee that the Hurricane models are also going to correct on the 0Z output. As far as track, not so much on intensity, because we have seen such a consensus so far. So that's why we really want Recon out there right now, because this, right now, even so it misses the island, like I said, the surf is going to be phenomenal with this. Here's a look at the latest eye temperature. Let me actually, so we're at 71 degrees, but the surrounding eye wall is cooling a little bit more. That is very well defined. Very, very defined by all standards. By the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can go ahead and do that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that like button if you're also new to the stream. All right, they are going in. They're going in, and that means we've got you the data that you all have been waiting for very calmly. So the plane is on its way in, and I'm telling you what, get ready to see triple-digit number wind readings and air pressure that is down probably into the 930 millibar range already. If it's down at 925 right now, okay, that would be more substantial. So we got you up to date, live, up to the minute with Recon data. With Recon. All right, the ADT finally decide to hit the uptrend button, and it's now at 112. So this is definitely a category 4 hurricane by all means. Look at the temperature of that eye, 22.3 Celsius. And just to make sure that is actually correct, Celsius to Fahrenheit, 22.5 Celsius, 73 degrees in Fahrenheit. That is really, really warm. By all means, roughly 22.5. So we're going to round it there. Very warm eye, and it's only going to warm up. Okay, it's probably going to hit about 75 degrees Fahrenheit in the next few hours as we're watching this. Real-time Recon data. And you can see the plane. This is kind of their remarks, the Recon mission into that system. And they're reporting thunderstorms and lightning strikes with this. So they're even getting lightning even out of the center, not even in the center in itself, which is very, very alarming, very concerning to see. And I only imagine on what this is going to tell us once they get in to the system. By the way, how low do you think the pressure will be once the plane is actually in there? I want to hear your guys' answers on that, because I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. And that eye is really warm eye. Gosh, that whole eye, donut. It's a donut. 940, 928. Ooh, someone weather tracker's going for 920 millibars, 932. 900 millibars, nah, I don't think so. Chum. John Gibson, 880 millibars. I highly doubt that. I would say about 930 millibars. If it's at 930, this is a mid, maybe a high-end Cat 4 hurricane. 618 millibars, I don't think, that's not even possible. Now, it's possible in a vacuum chamber, you can get pressure that low. Why is this actually not coming out? Funny. Lemonade. And it even has my name on it. Weatherman David. Nicely done by my dad that actually burned that label on there. It's nice. It's called the David Schlotthauer Cup, or the David Schlotthauer Channel Squad here. Cup that I'm drinking. So again, live recon data, live satellite imagery, real-time data on the fly. Now, some of you were probably wondering, where is this going to go? Now, we forgot to show you all the GFS. Really, global models really don't mean a whole lot at this point. And the reason why I say that is just because, again, there's a lot of uncertainty in the model guidance. And I wish I could say we know where it's going and we know it's going to miss the mainland US. We just don't know that right now. So once it gets here, see that westerly jog right down here? Oops, why is my thing cropped out? Zoom out a little bit more. There we go. See how this goes a little further west on the GFS? We'll see how far west that could actually go. And if it gets closer to those islands, it could be really bad. And then it gets absorbed into that westerly or that trough that's off the or kind of over the Great Lakes. That's what we've been talking about. Now, could this still hit the U.S.? There is a very slim possibility. Very, 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 very slim chance. But there will be impacts because of surf. All right, so we can see where that's headed, and that would be a very big hurricane by all standards. Look at the wind field on that. Definitely a beast going up the Atlantic, nearing Bermuda. This could still, by the way, hit Bermuda, depending on what we get. The models have not trended very much, and they're very confident that this is where it's going to likely be, but we shall see on latest recon data, because we're gonna that data is gonna get fed into the numerical forecasts, and we will let you know. Well, I will let you know tomorrow with what that data meant for the models. So that's a look at the GFS. The European model, really not bullish, so we're not really going to look at it. I do not know what has happened to it, but yesterday it was a whole lot more bullish with a 920, 914 millibar system, which will happen still, to a 960 millibar system 5 days out. I don't know what it's on. I guess some data got extrapolated wrong. The initial conditions weren't right, so I guess it kind of messed up there. It kind of went funky a little bit. But still, this could get close and could actually impact Maine, could impact the Northeast on this particular model. The Canadian model has this really going and stalling out here. So there's some really wild outcomes that could actually happen with this. We just don't know the answer yet. We just don't know. And that's why the spaghetti plot is in such a way that we cannot wrap our heads around, because the steering futures are just so confusing. It's just so hard. Oh, that lemonade is good. Lemonade. People, this kind of reminds me of lemonade. It kind of has those colors, those kind of candy-like colors. And this is a look at that 3D. How do you guys like this, by the way? This is pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, you can't get any better than this. You just can't. You just can't. I mean, this is really cool stuff. Wow. And actually, if we go inside it, look, it looks like a tornado too. I wanted to show you all that. Literally looks like a tornado is in there. And that's even poking down a little bit more, which means the eye is warming up. I would bet money that it will fight the U.S. I don't know where, or hit the U.S. you mean. We'll see again. We could bet all we want, but that doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. We don't want this buster to move on to the U.S. because this would be very, very bad if it did. Very bad. Remember, folks, we're dealing with a likelihood that this gets above 165 miles an hour. This is not your normal storm by any means. This is very serious. Very serious. And we got Recon aircraft out in this. I mean, look at this. They are getting closer to the center. They are inching and inching and inching and inching. And I just cannot wait with what they're going to find. It's a meteorological dream, and we're hungry for weather data. In rare sense, we can only base it off a satellite for right now. And wow, 71 degree eye right now, surrounded by very cold cloud tops that surround this entire eye. I mean, the whole entire eye is negative 100 degrees, negative 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So just to iterate again, while we're waiting for more recon data, this is the track cone, winds at 130 miles an hour, moving towards the west-northwest at 15 miles an hour. We look actually at the public advisory, we can see, again, 130, pressure's down to 953 millibars, which is 28.15 inches. So that's really, really, that's low, but probably really generous given what we're seeing from satellite intensity estimates right now. So that's why the recon data is going to be very, very important, because that's going to basically give us an idea of how strong this system currently is. They're actually going to give us structural data too, so we're going to be able to see what the structure of this hurricane is like when the newer model runs come out. Man, I really wish the HAFS-A model would render on tropical or on Weather Bell, so we can give you the wind gust potential, because I'm sure it's in the 200s. Let's update the plot again, and let's see if we're still getting a lot of lightning in that. And we still are, man. A lot of lightning in this storm. Anywhere between 30 to 50 lightning strikes in a 15-minute period. Probably generous because it's satellite-based, right? The cloud tops have not cooled off any, or have not warmed up. They have cooled off just slightly. So that's what the recon is going to be for, to see just how intense this is. By the way, they did do a drop zone out here. Air pressure is, let's see, 1,005 millibars. 1,005. And we're getting the extrapolated pressure, 1,003 millibars. And then, yeah, it's dropping already as they fly into that center. I really hope and I really pray that they're safe, because this is not safe. This is a very dangerous hurricane by all means. I mean, this is nothing to mess with. Nothing to mess with. I also wanted to show you all. I don't rarely show this. This is going to be... We're going to look at the... Oh, not that. Lee. Let's go to Lee right now. I wanted to show you all microwave satellite imagery. I wanted to show you all that. Come on, load. Load website. So this is taking a long time. Probably a lot of people on it right now at the moment. But yeah, we are up in that category 4 range. In the meantime, let's see if we got new recon data. No, we have not yet. Boy, each passing minute is going to be important for this. So here's a look at the microwave. And this is going to show us if there's any eyewall replacement cycles, and there definitely isn't. Look at this. Look how intense this is. All those deep red colors indicate deep convection surrounding the entire eye. There is no signs here. There is no eyewall replacement cycle at all. Just one little band of deep convection that is right here. But I do not see any signs at all of any eyewall replacement cycle. That is a very tiny pinhole eye, by the way, as this has rendered with some deep convection that is surrounding. So this is really, really intense by all means whatsoever. So this could be as strong, certainly, as Dorian. There is a possibility of that. That's why we can't wait for Recon to go out there. We are excited. We're going to give them a big pat on the back when they're done with this mission, because we're going to tell them, thank you for your great service. All right, they are getting tropical storm force winds. There they are. They are in. They're getting closer, and it is on our Recon aircraft on Google Earth already. They are getting winds. Man, surface frequency microwave radiometer winds already at 60 miles an hour. The extrapolated pressure, 995 millibars. So they are still far out from the center, and I imagine what they're going to find. This is going to get exciting, folks. Make sure you invite your friends and your family. We have almost 2,000 people watching this live stream right now. So if you haven't shared this with your family and friends, please consider doing so, because I should say, I am providing you real-time information. Real-time recon, real-time satellite data, real-time model analysis, like the HAFS that we have shown you. Besides that, let's take a look at that. So again, if you haven't shared this, I mean, slap that share button right now. And in fact, call your friends, call your family up and tell them, David's live, join him right now. So looking at this, the winds do look to weaken a little bit, but I do not see an eyewall replacement cycle taking shape here on this model. It is a little stronger, though, based on the air pressure reading. That's the HAFS-A. Let's see about the HAFS-B. Yeah, there is an eyewall replacement cycle that happens in about 3 days, which has been modeled for quite some time now, that an eyewall replacement cycle will happen here. So, yeah. So that's a look at the HAFS-A. Let's look at the HMON. I didn't show you all the HMON. Of course, it's going to underdo it, but it could also be accurate too, but I highly doubt that. 946 millibars, we'll see which one's accurate. We shall find out. Here's a look at the H-Wharf model. Man, it wants us down to 925 millibars. But the HAFS-A is really aggressive. So assuming that this is already down to 937, 930 millibars, boy, the potential could even be higher with how strong this could get tonight. I mean, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is going to really see how strong this is. All right, so they have not updated yet. We will get you the latest update when they are in there. The next update should provide us at least the beginnings of the eyewall approach. So we should be able to see just how strong this is. Pat's Path? Yeah, you could come on for a little bit. I did promise yesterday. So, again, we are watching this. By the way, we're going to have a meteorologist on here, Pat's Path Predictor. What's up, Pat?
Hello, what's up?
Bro, this system is looking really, really intense. By the way, introduce yourself, Pat, because we have literally 2,000 people watching us.
All right, what is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, well, co-host in this case, Pat's Path Predictor, and we're going to continue to get right into the weather. I'm a good friend of David's. I have my own YouTube channel, Pat's Path Predictor. I can leave a link in the chat if you guys want it, but Yeah, I'm here, and I'm here to give a bit of analysis for a bit. So thanks for having me on, David.
You're very welcome. And we're looking at live recon data. This is literally food for us. We're being fed.
Yes,
This is
finally.
exact.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Okay. Let me go ahead and do something let me go ahead and do something real quickly for you. Um. All right. But yeah, we're closing in on the eye wall. Extrapolated pressure is already down to what? Yeah, 995 at this point. We're looking at flight level winds of over 50 knots. So yeah, and we're not even in the core of it yet. But to be fair, this is a pretty small system, already. So yeah,
Boy, there's a lot of lightning going on in the eye wall of this.
yeah,
Tons of
it's
lightning.
crazy. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, that's indicative of a strengthening system right there. That's very indicative of a strengthening system. So
Did you by the way, did you see the HAFS-A model? That thing wants it down to 900 millibars. I am
yeah, halves. Yeah, I saw the halves B as well. It's crazy.
I've never I mean this is 24 hours out and this has been
Yeah.
really I mean this has trended stronger too. I mean look at this folks. If we go all the way back, this is wait, what model run is this? Okay, this is the 18th of yesterday. Okay, 953 millibars for Friday morning.
All
Okay.
right.
Zero. Oh, what? New information?
Oh. Oh, no, I was just
Oh.
commenting.
Oh, okay. So look at the trends. Each model run, this gets stronger. So I only imagine what it might look like tonight when the 0Z comes out. Oh, and by the way, these winds on this model are about 180 knots in the forecast, Pat. 180 knots
At 850 or at the surface?
at the surface.
That's 210 miles per hour. That's that's crazy for sure, but that's a bit for me that's a bit outlandish.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a bit outlandish. I think a more accurate estimate for the max it could potentially get to for now is maybe 175. That's where I'm capping it until I see more evidence that this thing's going to really bomb out that much. And we're not going to see an eyeball replacement cycle until it gets there.
true.
So, yeah.
All right. Still waiting. Still waiting. Oh, there's the eye right there on the thumbnail. Let's look at that. Let's look at that.
Yeah.
There it is, approaching that eye wall really, really soon.
Yeah.
What's the wind gust speed on this? I am still waiting for the stupid HAFS-A to run on on Weatherbell. I'm really being patient on that.
Yeah, give it time. Give it time.
Let me see if it's on weather models. Oh wait, you know what? I don't think they have it on weather models. But
L.
the latest possible wind gust forecast here in 24 hours is 203 miles an hour in about 33 hours, as you all can see there.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. I just got something from my tropical team on Storms United I wanted to share with everybody. This is regarding Lee's track. So this is a tweet from Mike's weather page. The NHC at 5 p.m. Quote, there is uncertainty in any northward turn of Lee beginning early next week, but it is too soon to speculate about the specific potential impacts a week or more out. So I just want to make it clear they're unsure if this thing's going to turn in the next few days at all or anything, according to what the NHC just put out in their latest 5 p.m. discussion. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that flank, but yeah, if we continue to see that coming from the NHC, that's going to be a problem.
I don't like the little jog to the west on the GFS though. How far close or how close does that get to the islands remains to be seen. All right.
Yeah, let me take a look at the GFS real quickly to get a scope of what's going on.
We should get a new update here from Recon data really soon. They're on they're right approaching the eye wall as we speak. Oh my gosh, they approached it. Oh, it's not good.
Well,
It is
let me
not
see.
good. It is not good at all. It is not
Okay,
good.
calm down, David.
I
Calm
know.
down.
I know.
What are we seeing?
Well, let's just say we are seeing winds at over 137 knots on the.
Oh,
We're down to 928 millibars. 928 millibars on this.
extrapolate pressure.
Extrapolated.
Okay. So what's the flight level winds at? That's okay. Okay, yeah, that's 130 knot flight level winds.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
calm down.
I
Let's
know.
calm down.
I know. No. This is how I get. This is how I get,
know.
but I'm just saying.
I know.
Surface frequency microwave radiometer winds up to 140 knots. So this could be a category 5. This could be a category 5.
No, I think it's too it's got to be, unless this thing really exploded and bottomed out in the last couple of hours. I don't see that. Maybe a stronger Cat 4, but yeah, it's too early to say. Yeah, I can definitely see where that's coming from. We'll have to get a drops in first though.
Wow, I have to post that on Twitter. I have to literally post this on Twitter.
I'll retweet that once you're done. But I'm just gonna say this is getting real. We finally have real data. We have flight level winds of 130 knots. So it goes 130, 137, because I'm gonna do the standard deduction and pop out an estimate.
So wow, Recon finds SFMR winds that meet the criteria.
Oh, okay. I just saw this myself.
Category 5 hurricane with flight level winds. Flight level winds 50.
Yeah.
Hold on. 100.
All right.
That's 140 knot, at least 140 knot flight level winds. With flight level winds at
all right,
140 knots.
Okay, so timeout. I'm looking at the SFMR data. They're getting an SFMR value of almost 145 knots in this thing.
Is it suspect data or is it real?
Nope, it's not flagged.
That's possible. That's definitely possible.
Yeah, that's, oh my god. What that's gonna do, well, all I'm gonna say is the stronger this thing gets, the more ventilation it's gonna pull out, and once it enters that cold area, or that cold area of waters, kind of, the ventilation could strengthen to high long enough for it to continue to push west. Not sure how it's gonna. I'm not sure 100%, but if this is already a Cat 5, oh my yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah, 145 knots is 165. We're gonna have to wait and get that drops in data, but yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm talking to my guys in Storms United right now, seeing what they're getting. They're seeing what they're getting.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is on the west side of the eyeball, so that makes me very worried about what they're gonna find in the northeastern eyeball,
which is the strongest typically because the storm is moving in that general is like moving northwest, so it's gonna be.
All right. Yeah, I was supposed to. I was supposed to start streaming in a bit, but man, I might just stay. I might just watch the show from here, to be honest.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Once again, they find pressures as low as 928 millibars. 928, and guess what? Guess what, folks? That is lower. I want to make it clear. That is actually lower than the 0Z run, which is about 5 o'clock. It's almost 5, right, Pat? It's like 15 minutes too. And the forecast air pressure forecast on the 18Z output is 937 millibars. So the fact that they're finding air pressure that is lower than this, who knows how low the pressure could get here. I mean, this could get lower than the 900 millibars by at least 1 or 2 millibars, like 898, 899. It doesn't surprise me, but this data, I mean, gosh. And that's flight level winds right there that support that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm currently letting my tropical team on Storms United know that I'm on here, and I'm trying to get them to get some information for us since they're already here. So, yeah, since I'm already here. So,
oh, and by the way, the eye temperature is a little over 26 Celsius.
26?
Based on right here, because if you draw a line, it's right above it's close to 26. It's like 25.8 Celsius based on this graph, which is that is very warm. That is exceptionally warm. And look at the dew point. The dew point in the eye is less than 50 degrees. So that is very dry and very warm.
Yeah, that's alarming right there. How do I say this? Well, first of all, we all need to remain calm. We don't have drops in data yet, so we're gonna have to wait for that. First of all, second of all, well, the data is gonna get updated again in a few more minutes, and we'll have to see what that northeastern eyewall looks like. I get my stuff mixed up from time to time. I'm that shocked at this point.
Yeah. Let's go to Lee, see if they updated this. And they have. Finally. Okay, I had to refresh my Google Earth. So, flight level winds on that last barb. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna try to keep calm on this. They found surface frequency microwave radiometer winds, again, of about 144 knots. That's 165.7 miles an hour.
Wait, let me...
On Google Earth. That's on Google Earth. That's off of Google Earth because I have a program that I use for it. And that's what it's popping off at. And you all you could all see that. I'm not hyping this up. It's clearly there. It's clearly there.
Yeah. Listen, okay. There's a lot of people are in the chat right now. Let's just relax for a second. I know this is huge data right here, but we need to get the drops in data to kind of confirm this. And we don't even know where this is going just yet. We're not sure if this is going to hit land or not. This thing is a monster for sure. But what I usually call Category 5 hurricanes, like I've used this statement in my documentaries, is I call them titans. Which, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So, yeah, once we get the drop data, it's gonna be quite telling. But right now, it's just the more I look at this data, the more gut-wrenching it looks.
So you can see, to extrapolate this, now this is the point where you will find where you get to learn on what is this? What are these wind barbs representing? So what you're seeing here is winds. Okay, so each of these triangles right here, let me actually draw one so you all could kind of learning situation here. So the wind here is coming in out of the northwest. So when we get two of these triangular barbs, this is 50 knots each, okay? And then you get like a little full tail like this. All right, let me draw the barb a little bit further out. And then you get a half tail. So that's 100, so that's 100, 10, 20, that's 120 knots and 125 knots because you're going to add this all up, okay? You add the highest first, the triangle, the next one, and then so on. But this always points right here, this side always points to where the wind is coming from. So it's coming from the northwest here, and it's wrapping all the way around, and we're seeing something that looks like this. Okay. So let's see with what they get on the other side. We're waiting for new updates. That looks to be the eye wall that they're in.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. We'll have to wait the next couple of minutes to see what they're getting from this, but um
Let
those
me
drops could not come sooner.
Yeah. Oh, and Dr. Levi Cowan, he has a better way to look at this with the color code. That could confirm it, maybe a Cat 5 too, because you can see the color code system, which is easier to understand. It's a little different depending on which website you use, but this could state definitely a Category 5. Does not surprise me at all. Does not surprise me.
Yeah.
That was very important data.
Yeah. Okay, we got drops in from this. Okay, let's see.
Oh, we do?
I think so. Oh, it got in the eye. Um okay. Yeah, this data is not good. It didn't get to the surface. I don't think it did. At least I don't think it did. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
did. Oh, yeah. It didn't come in yet. Oh, wait. No, it did? Did it? Excuse me.
huh.
No,
Yeah.
936 millibars in the eye.
Yeah, the wind's where it is not applicable.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's why I'm disregarding it because the stuff broke before it got to the surface. I mean, that's
Shoot.
the kind of stuff that happens when we have such powerful storms. We saw that quite a bit with the Dahlia when it was hitting.
Yeah, so it could be lower than that. I think it might be at least 929 millibars.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at this. If if we take the extrapolated pressure at face value, um, let's see, that's 928. I personally wouldn't take it at face value just yet. I want to, in my opinion, I'd wait for another pass in the eye. So, yeah,
And I think we should be there. We should be here until about 6:15 tonight. So we have another hour and 15 minutes because I have to go to church. Yeah, that's what I have to do.
yeah, yeah, and
um
I'll stream in a bit so that way we can keep the coverage going. I'll have my tropical team on Storms United on so that way I can cover while David's gone
yeah.
because this is serious.
Oh
So be
yeah.
sure to check that out. Uh, yeah,
Also, if you guys are new and you like the data that we're providing you, please consider subscribing, slapping that like button, and also sharing this. I mean, this is concrete. This is food to our stomachs. The NHC is feeding us with data, and that data is very important.
yeah.
So, yeah, we are gonna really watch this. I can't wait for what they get on the other side. We're waiting patiently for a new update to come in on the aircraft.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is horrible. I can't fathom how people are excited about this right now. Um I want yeah, for I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't been checking chat very much, but this is something you not to exactly be excited about. This is I mean it's good data to look at. Just the problem is we don't know if this is going to affect land or not at this point. There's so many uncertainties. If this stayed out to sea like Sam did in 2021, I'd be like, okay, this is interesting. This is a good case study. But at this point, it's too early to say on that flank. So, yeah, and yeah, this is going to be crazy either way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see if we got any more recon data updated. Come on, we got to get new data.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's give it some time if it's not. Yeah. Anyway, people have been asking for the link to my channel on on chat. I've been keeping somewhat of an eye, so
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, go ahead, but that's besides the point. I'm just here to help you out, and I'm just here to make sure we keep this thing running smoothly.
Very smoothly, since we have 2,200 people watching.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's update the plot. See if we have any lightning, if anymore. Yeah, we still have the lightning going on in that eye very strongly. No,
yeah.
I'm still gonna be here, everybody. I'm not going. I am not going.
No, he's not. No, he is not. He's not going for a while. I'm just here to help him out. Yeah. So we're not
I
leaving anytime soon.
I have another hour and 20 minutes. I have another hour and 20 minutes. Um, because we
Exactly.
should get another pass in. If they do an hourly pass, then we should be able to get another one in. But I promise you all, tomorrow we are going to be streaming on this too, okay? We're going to do another stream. We're going to look at
Oh yeah.
I'm going to fly. We're going to kind of do this in 2 phases. I'm going to fly into the storm via flight simulator. On top, we're going to look at recon data like we did today. It's going to be fun. So if you haven't liked the stream yet, slap the like button. Let's get this stream up to 1,000 likes. I think we can do it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yep,
and
we did get the drops on. Let me look at this.
Oh, we got a drop in it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
936 millibars. 936.
This is the same. Looks like this was an identical drop on Tropical Tidbits. It's the same time frame, same data. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah.
And I have a question for you about this too, Pat. Why is the extrapolated pressure lower than the drop zone reads? I don't.
All right. Extrapolated pressure isn't always the pressure. That's kind of like how they calculate stuff. There's like some stuff on the airplane where they do to calculate that. It's not always accurate. There's a margin of error of maybe a few millibars or so. So yeah, that's why. There's like it has a lot of tech. There's a plane that's moving really fast. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Again, I'm not a aviation expert on this. You'll have to talk to Nazario about that. But yeah, that's all I'm. But yeah, it's just there's a margin of error.
Okay. We're waiting for the other side of that pass to come in, and I really hope we did not lose any data. That would not be good, but at least we were able to get the front side of the eye when they flew through, and they found the data that could support a Category 5 hurricane upgrade. That is for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so all right, I'm looking at the SFMR data a bit more. Like, yeah, this is crazy. Even in the southwestern eyewall, they're looking at SFMR values around 137, 138 knots. So, yeah, it's interesting for sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
We might have another mission en route. We're waiting for another mission. I think we do. Maybe we don't. Oh, we don't. I thought we had another mission.
Yeah.
It'd be a while.
Yeah.
And this is really frozen. This has not updated in a little while. So I hope we get a new update sooner rather than later. But here's a look at the latest hurricane, everybody. Look how intense this is. Really, really intense storm that is spinning about on Lee with a very well-defined eye. Now, it looks like the eye is not really clear and very well-defined, but this is kind of viewed at an angle. So you can kind of get an idea why that would be. It makes all sense if you look at this. It is definitely the way the shape is here, it's kind of what it looks like. And so it is viewed at an angle. So this eye could be a lot warmer than what is being indicated right now on that.
And look at the structure of this too. It's first of all, the eye has been shrinking over the last few hours. Go ahead and zoom back in on that. The eye's been shrinking, so that's an indication of rapid intensification. It's very, you see that, right? You see that closing in.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, it's not a lot, but it's enough for it to be noticeable. So there's that. Okay, we got more data in. It looks like it
Ooh.
got stuck. Looks like it got stuck on there. So
Shoot.
yeah.
Oh
Nope.
no.
Yeah. It got out of the eyeball, but yeah. I can save once we get the drop since we'll be able to figure that out. But yeah, SFMR values of 144 in the northeastern eyeball. That's what I was able to get before it got knocked offline slightly. But yeah, it's pretty good. We got, yeah, holy crap. We still have 2,000 people in the stream right now, which is incredible. Thanks for staying and getting engaged with weather.
Exactly. Also, I wanted to let you all know, now, even so the extrapolated pressure is 936 millibars, that's not saying, oh, at least it's not 928 millibars, it's weaker. It is still panning out as what forecast models are showing. And when we look at the HAFS-A model, so let's switch things. So this is now actually, technically, it's 1 millibar deeper, because this is at 937 millibars, and we got the extrapolated pressure of 937. So that means
extrapolated from the aircraft was 928. But the dropson found kind of,
sorry,
but not really.
I got confused there.
That's fine.
We're down. The drops on data found 936. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know where my brain was at for a second, but 936 the drops on found, which is a millibar deeper than what the HAFS-A and what the HAFS-B. Actually, it's as strong as what the HAFS-B is showing, which it wants that down to about 12 millibars. But given the little bit of a glitchiness to this model right here, you can see suddenly what it's showing. Probably the HAFS-A is a little bit more realistic with its wind field, just by a hair more symmetrical than what the HAFS-B is showing. So there's a potential here that this is going to strengthen even further. It's not looking good. Not looking good at all, by any means at all. So we're going to keep you updated. I'm hoping we're going to get to see another pass.
Exactly. Same here. Because we're getting good data. We just need to, yeah, you see that gap right there? I'm looking at it on stream. I just looked at your stream and I saw that. Yeah, there was a pretty significant gap. It looks like it wasn't able to get to the rest of it. So hopefully they make another pass and their equipment works this time.
Do you think that data is there? It's just not loaded in yet?
I don't know, but one thing's for certain, they're going to have to do another pass.
Okay. That seems fair.
Yeah. Yeah. But either way, before it got knocked offline for temporarily, we got good data in. So, yeah, what's the eye temperature looking like?
72 degrees. 72 degree eye temperature.
Okay.
Wow, that entire eye has cloud tops about negative 105, almost negative 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
That is really...
Alex Baller is spamming chat. Data loaded in. What data's loaded in, bud?
Data loaded in? Ooh.
It says he says data loaded in, data loaded in. I'm just trying to ask him what he... Yeah, for those of you who don't know, he's one of my tropical team members of Storms United. So, Yeah, he's also an avid watcher of David. So, hey, shout out to you for that. Anyway,
Yeah, it hasn't loaded in yet. Alex Baller, if it loaded in, can you tell us what they found on the northeastern eyewall,
okay, they
please?
found it. They found it. They found it. They found it. All right. So, let me take a look at
Oh
this.
boy. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, it looks like the. Okay, that's interesting. They found flight level winds about 148, 149 knots.
Shoot.
SFMR still hold at 145. We need a drop send soon. And they found 3 barbs of at least 140, maybe 145 knots
Oh my
on the thing.
gosh. That is very intense. That is very intense. Wow, solid.
I'm gonna, yeah, yeah.
That is
At
solid
this,
right there.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Right in there. 3 barbs that exceed near 150 knots, by the way. One of those barbs is actually 145, 147 knots. So real-time
Okay,
data.
okay. Let's do 149 and do the standard deduction of the standard deduction of this. So let's do that. Okay, so at 149 knots, this is most likely a high-end Category 4 hurricane at the standard deduction at 155.
But the surface frequency microwave radiometer winds were at 145 knots. That's the
Yeah,
surface.
yeah, those are more estimated. We need drops in data to confirm that. But
Shoot.
the fact that it's not flagged is kind of concerning, to say at the very least.
So now what causes, and I have a good question, and maybe someone in the chat does, what causes some of the data to get flagged? Is it manually flagged? Is it automatically flagged? How, like... You there?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I am. What causes the...
Okay. I'm not 100% sure. I think maybe if there's like a suspicious reading, they either the hunters or the maybe the hunters flag that. I don't exactly. Oh yeah, it's manually flagged. Okay. So
There it
yeah,
is. Wow. Man. Look at this. You can see the wind field. So there is hurricane force winds really far out from this. I mean, that goes way out. This is kind of your estimated wind field right now. A little asymmetrical, but wow, this is where we are seeing the strongest winds right here in that eye wall. Again, that's about 145, 148 knots at flight level, but using the surface frequency microwave radiometer, 145 knots doesn't surprise me at all. And actually, if we click on that, see. Yep, they found surface frequency microwave radiometer winds, Pat, at about 165.7 knots. Same.
wait, what? 16? Don't you mean knots or miles an hour?
Miles an hour.
Okay, all right. I was about to say 165 knots. That was going to cause some issues. That's going to cause some issues. That's 190 miles an hour at the surface.
That would be...
And I was like, okay, yeah, no, this thing did not go.
No, 144 knots, 165.7 miles an hour. Flight level winds, 161.1 knots. Or miles per hour. Miles per hour, excuse me there.
Yeah.
But then it does go up a little bit. The next flag, 170.3 miles per hour, 148 knot flight level wind. And it's not flagged, so that's enough data to prove that this could be, like you said, a high-end Cat 4 or right on the brisk of a Category 5. Now, given their intensity forecast, though, I could see them going Cat 5 on it because it does say 160 miles an hour at 06Z, which is when the next advisory will come out. So,
yeah, Go ahead. Sorry, continue.
So I can see them going, they're going to have to do a northeast and southwest trajectory through the eye now to see with what they find. But at this point, there is enough data to kind of give this a rating, and it could be a low or a highest end possible Cat 4 or a
Okay,
low.
okay, time out, David. Dr. Levi Cowan just put out something about 5 minutes ago on Twitter.
Oh,
Well,
shoot.
that escalated very quickly. Hurricane Lee may already be a Cat 5 hurricane or darn close to it. Live recon observations here. Just giving you guys a heads up.
Yup, there it is. There it is right there.
Yeah.
Welp, that escalated very quickly. Hurricane Lee may already be a Cat 5 hurricane or darn close to it. Live recon observations here. And of course, that's what we have. Wow.
Of course.
Jeez. Jeez. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, this is interesting for sure.
By the way, thank you all for liking and viewing the post.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I love Twitter when it comes to that. So, Dr. Levi Cowan even confirming with my observations, very, very close to it. We will have to wait for the next pass. They're going to fly in from the southeast. Actually, yeah, out of the south. Well, no, wait. They're going to go northwest out the southeast side, and we'll see with what they find there. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, the structure on this hurricane is beautiful. We have a very consistent ring of minus 70 cloud tops around it that's continuing to just continuing to get better and better. No signs of an eye wall replacement cycle as of right now. This thing is just straight up intensifying, and that's both good and bad. Bad, obviously, because it's intensifying, but because it's intensifying and all that. But the thing with eye wall replacement cycles is, like, even if it doesn't go well for this hurricane, it's still going to expand greatly in size.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
Yeah, that's my main concern with this happening, because let's say, I don't know, an ERC starts taking into a place in the next 24 hours. As soon as that's done and we get a new isle that's larger, it's going to push all that wind out even further. And considering how close this passes to the Antilles and Puerto Rico, and considering how large this gets, because remember, Katrina, for example, had an ERC that doubled its size. So considering all those factors could determine on who gets what impact. But yeah.
All right, new explosion of very deep convection, very deep on the northwestern side, just exploding right now.
Let me see that.
Yep. New deep.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to get there. Well, here we are.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Gosh, this thing is strong.
This drop couldn't come anytime sooner.
Did it come in?
No, it's not. That's why I commented this couldn't come in any long. Yeah. Anyway,
all right. They have confirmed that the pressure is 936 in the eye right now. That is official.
Wait. So it was 953 before, right? I just realized something, because
the ADT. Yeah, the ADT. Yeah.
So that's telling me this is still dropping. Wait,
well,
this is dropping at 6 millibars an hour.
But remember, though, the ADT is an estimate. It doesn't do. Hold on.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay,
I'll be back.
I'll take over for a bit. I'll take over for a bit. Anyway, I know you guys can't see me. I'm Pat's Path Predictor. I'm gonna take over for a bit. But yeah, we're looking at a very rapidly escalating situation right now. David's currently off taking care of something, so I'll be keeping you guys informed. But here's the situation we have right here. Flight level winds of 148 knots. SFMRs, once again, for those of you who are just joining us, 144. We're waiting on a dropsyn to come in and kind of confirm what's going on and basically see what's going on. But anyway, so the pressure at the latest advisory was 953 millibars. And the estimated pressure based off what we're seeing from the hurricane hunters is 936. So if my math is correct, it's been about 3 hours. This thing is dropping at 5 to 6 millibars per hour. So that's a very crazy situation right here. And a lot of you guys in chat are saying it's a Cat 5 and all that. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for the drop to come in to kind of confirm this. But in the meantime, yeah, this is gonna be okay. It's gonna be interesting. What about the path? What I'll say is the path for the next 5 days is mainly west-northwest, and the NHC, based off of what they're even saying and based off of what I saw on Mike's weather page from the Storms United Tropical Team, is that this like they're uncertain when this thing is going to turn. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So yeah, I see David is okay. David's getting the satellite on. Shout out to him. Like the stream for him. Let's see if we can get up to 1,000 likes. Subscribe to David's channel. I'm kind of spamming my channel link in the description as well. So yeah, go check our channels out and subscribe if you want to, because we keep you guys informed of what's going on. But anyway, that's besides the point. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'd be happy to do that. So yeah, okay, it looks like Chase has just joined in here, so yeah. Is Florida in the path? No. It's at this point, no. Yeah, so yeah, I've never managed. Okay, when's the next NHC advisory? It's coming out at 11 p.m., but they could potentially put out a special advisory if the drop comes in and confirms Category 5 strength. So, yeah. What's the name of my channel? It's Pat's Path Predictor. I've been linking it in the chat. Hopefully David comes in and pins that so it'll make it easier on you guys. Yeah, odds of Florida getting blowout. Yeah, pretty much. What about New England? New England down the road's been pretty interesting. The Euro and GFS have been definitely kind of looking at that down the road, but keep in mind that's about 9 days out. So I would take that with a grain of salt. So, yeah, okay. Is North Carolina in the path? Right now, there's so much uncertainty. I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I do know for the next 5 days at least that this thing's moving west-northwest. Depending on when that turn is will depend on who gets what impact. But I'm ruling out really any impact south of South Carolina. So, is this stronger than Ian? It might be at this point. So, yeah. Okay. So, all right. Yeah. So this is the situation. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Could this pull in Irma and go further west than expected? I don't know, honestly. I'm gonna be completely honest right now. The tracks, like usually, the track is the stuff that's going on that's really certain by the NHC. But right now, it's a bit It's not as much. If what about Canada? What about Nova Scotia, Canada? If it reaches there, could it still be a major hurricane? We'll have to wait and see on that flank right there. So yeah, Ian had a pressure of 937. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, I'm in South Carolina, west of Myrtle Beach. Do I need to watch out? Yeah, monitor the situation. So yeah, what are the chances of this hitting Eastern Pennsylvania? At this point, it's uncertain.
I am
Anything
back.
after 5 days out is uncertain. Yeah, I see you coming back, David. I was
Sorry.
just kind of No, it's fine. I was answering some questions.
There was a
while you
little
were
bit of
away.
an emergency, so I had to take care of that.
That's okay. Everyone's still here. I've been people have been asking, "Hey Patrick, what's your channel link?" And I've been kind of spamming it in the chat. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's get back to the news.
Let's get back into it.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Dude, I like how Pat's Path Predictor, everybody. Let's get right into it. Like,
Yep.
I like the intro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. uh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, this lemonade is good.
Yeah, I can tell.
So, we're waiting for more recon data. Okay. They are now headed towards the west. So, they're going to do an alpha flight pattern, I'm hoping, and then they'll come in, fly out, and then hopefully do this, fly in again, out the southwestern side, and exit. Is what I'm hoping. That's what they will do, because that way we get more data. I don't know if this will be a full alpha flight pattern. I think. Do you know if this is Pat's Path? If this is going to be a full investigation where they do like 4 or 5 passes through the center?
At this, they're gonna have to at this point. But anyway, we got a new drop. However, it was more in the outer bands. They're finding winds of 31 knots wherever they're taking this. They didn't get a drop in the eyeball just yet. We'll have to wait and see. But
Oh,
yeah,
man, those
yeah, it's
hurricane force winds are extending way out from
yeah.
that center.
Oh, okay. Justin is in the chat. Quick piece of note: there is a mesovort at of all the time in the northwestern eye wall, which is messing up with the shape of the eye. So far, Recon and Microwave do not support an eye wall replacement cycle anytime soon. Thank you, Justin.
All right. We got to give a huge round of applause to Justin G. Everyone, clap.
I'm clapping right now.
Dude, this guy could literally work at the National Hurricane Center, or this guy could even work at the Storm Prediction Center. I mean, Justin G is I can't explain it. He knows his stuff. He really does. So so Justin, so there is no hints of an eye wall replacement cycle, right? There is no signs of an eye wall replacement cycle. Because when I looked at the imagery here, it looks like the eye's getting a lot smaller, which looks like there might be another. I mean, it looks like it's.
Yeah, it's looks like it's deepening still. Unless we see something on satellite that's pretty alarming, I don't see any signs of an ERC yet myself. So
And that eye is getting really small quickly, like it's trying to do an eye wall replacement cycle. It's very hard to tell.
I can guarantee you it's not. It's not right now.
Okay.
Yeah, right now there's no impending signs of an eyeball replacement cycle. The only thing is the shrinking eye, but there is a huge mesovortice in the northeastern eyeball, so that would be my best guess.
Northwestern, he said.
Northwestern. Okay. All right.
Look
Okay.
at the drop zones. Let me see the drop zones. Let me look
I
at
want to
that.
see the drop. I want to see the drop. Okay. Oh, they got a drop in the north. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. So the drop got 944 surface. Drops or winds are at
Oh!
134 knots. That is a category 4 hurricane, high end Cat 4. Let's do the
What? No.
130.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's 134 knots is 155 miles an hour.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So this thing bottomed out even more. So yeah, that happened.
So it's
That
not.
happened.
So you don't think this is a Cat 5 then?
It's close. It's close, but I do not think they're going to upgrade it to a Cat 5 at this time until they get another pass, either in the northwestern or southeastern eyeball.
All right, I want to hear Justin's opinion. Hey, Justin, since you're here, what are your thoughts? Look at this data to see what you think. If this does support a possible upgrade. So I want to hear your thoughts because what it looks like here is the winds are real. Well, by the way, that is in knots. Um, Pat's
Yeah.
path. So at 943 millibars, which is just above the surface, that's at 941 millibars is not far above the surface. So that is 147 knots.
Okay, so let me do the math here. From 925 to 944 is about 177 meters. This, keep in mind, for those of you who are tuning in, this is a rough estimate. So about 3 millibar difference. Let's do the math here. That's a 19. So 19. Yeah, it's a 19. That's 3 millibar difference. Um, so yeah, those winds at 141 are about 90 feet above the ground.
So that could support a Cat 5. But
No, not yet. It needs to get to the surface. It needs to mix better at the surface.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
What about
that's what we got.
what are your thoughts, Tom? Greg D54? What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay,
People,
Justin did say, I personally think it supports an upgrade, but I'm not sure NHC will do it. Okay. So it does support an upgrade.
well, we'll have to wait and see on that. I want more data before we make a conclusive statement.
Yeah, I
That's
see.
my position. Yeah, but either way, it's knocking on the door of Cat 5. This thing has really pulled a Matthew at this point.
All right, we're getting in the HAFS-A model on the wind gust forecast, and this is very, very alarming. You want to see this?
Let's see it.
All right, no, not all frames have loaded in yet, but it has loaded in Friday morning. Wind gusts all the way up to 227 miles an hour, those wind gusts. That is stronger than the last run. So that is very big. That's a big deal. Sustained winds right around 204 miles an hour. 204 miles an hour. 203 miles an hour in about 18 hours. I mean, this is the latest HAFS-A model indicating 200 plus mile an hour winds if that happens. If it does, that would be absolutely mind-boggling historic.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get that strong. If that was the case,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be brutally honest when I say this. The stronger this gets, the more energy the more energy it needs to maintain all that.
True.
So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking right now, at this point, we're looking at maybe 180 at max at this point. But yeah, I don't see 200 at this point. Yeah, it's unlikely to hit 190. Yeah, dude, I don't think people realize the amount of energy, like the amount of a cape it needs to suck up to in order to basically get all that and get that strong. I mean, I'm surprised Dorian got as strong as it did. So,
True. Yeah, I can see where you're going with it.
yeah, but the conditions are perfect for at least some sort of Cat 5.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
my
for
take.
sure. Oh, yeah. So here's a look at the latest satellite, IR satellite, and this thing really has exploded throughout the day. You could really see it. It's just blowing up.
Yeah, Bolt's in the stream right now. He's one of my severe weather guys on Storms United.
Ooh, Bolt? Where is Bolt at? Oh yeah, Blue Bolt.
Yeah.
What's up, Pat
Yep.
and David? Hey there, Blue Bolt. How are you doing?
Yep.
Welcome to the stream. I want to welcome a lot of new faces here that are here tracking this. Again, we're providing realistic, honest, as truthful information. I mean, I'm even going a little over the top, and Pat over here is telling me we don't know yet. We just don't know if it's a Cat 5.
Yeah.
So, if you guys absolutely love the stream, consider sharing this and liking it. It really means a lot. We're at 800 likes.
Yeah, we're getting close. Yeah, we're at 773 on my end. Holy crap. Yeah, be sure to like the stream. All right. Okay.
What?
Oh, I'm just trying to think right now.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, my team on Storms United's wondering, hey Patrick, when are you gonna stream? I'm just trying. Yeah, just give me 5 minutes, guys. Yeah.
I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm
Yeah, that's
hoping
fine.
and I'm hoping and I'm hoping I can get the last pass through the center. Because I actually have to head out of here by about 6:15. So in about 30 minutes, I hope they can get that eye before I end the stream. But if not, that's why you have Pat's Path Predictor.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stream. Yeah, I'm gonna stream. Yeah, I'm about to get on a bit on my end. Um, but yeah, I'll basically be covering this. Storms United will be covering it. So if you guys do want to come on to my stream, feel free to. You'll get to meet our tropical team. We have a lot of good guys that help us out. So yeah, shameless plug right there.
Yep. Okay, they dropped another drop zone. This is in the outer fringes, of course. Not so exciting, but they even have winds that do support tropical storm force. So that is a pretty large wind field on
Yeah,
this
it's
system.
interesting. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
ATCF went 135 knots, 933 millibars. Ooh, shoot. Is that the satellite intensity estimate? I bet you that is. Let me take a look at that. Justin, where are you getting that information from? I see 115 here still. I don't know. I'm sure you're getting it from that website that you sent me, that you have.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Right.
Dude, this is at 155 miles an hour. 150.
Wait, is that... Did they go for it?
No, this is... What is this? Is that... It's not the NHC, but it's 155 according to whatever I see here. Justin will likely know more about this, but I do not see where it's... I do see that it's a Cat 4, but I don't know if that's official.
Okay, timeout. Okay, Alex is sending something in the chat. I'm gonna check tropical tidbits real quickly. Yep, they're at 135 knots for this. That's what tropical tidbits is going for.
Oh, shoot.
It's the high-end Cat 4 according to them.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that's official then. Shoot,
Yeah.
You know what? Did they update on the NHC? I think they did. It looks like, man, that's a big update.
No, I don't think they updated though. They shouldn't. Like, they'll say update on the NHC thing. I don't think they did just yet. They're gonna probably wait till 10 or 11 to do it.
Man, every single model here has this at a Cat 5 Hurricane.
Yeah, that's alarming right there.
Wow.
Just to clear up everything, 155 is a Cat 4, 157 is Cat 5. It's not a Cat 5 just yet. Just keep that in mind. At least the evidence isn't just there yet.
No. But look at this yellow lineup here. That is the HAFS-A model, and that is ballistic. That is a possible outcome scenario with this. Definitely in the ballpark here of 155 knots within the next 36 hours. At least within the next 36 hours.
Yeah. Before I go, there's some confusion in the chat. It says 130 on the AHC. Tropical tidbits. They do updates on every like 1 in the afternoon, 7 at night, all that stuff. Yeah, it's right there. Thanks, David, for showing that.
Yeah, this is based on the ATCF That's what Justin is saying. And to clarify, yeah, this is ATCF. NHC usually goes with ATCF, but they can override David
Yeah.
Schlauhauer. So it's going to be close. 155, 160 miles an hour won't make a whole big difference. This is absolutely a strong category 4 hurricane. That's a guarantee right now.
Yeah. All right, David, I'm gonna have to get going. My tropical team is ready on Storms United, so we're about to go live on the Pat's Path Predictor channel to cover this. So whenever David has to get going, feel free to come to my channel, and we'll give you the experience that and the information you need, plus some other perspectives.
Yeah,
So
but hey, you all that are here, don't leave yet. Don't leave. We are providing
don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Wait, don't leave yet, guys. Don't leave yet. David's going to be on here for a while. He's going to give you some good coverage. I have full faith in him.
And we will see and hope that they get one more pass into the center before 6:15 my time.
Yep. All right, David. I'm gonna get the stream started on my end. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back with you on my channel in about 2 minutes. David, you keep doing your coverage. Everyone, don't go yet. David's gonna keep covering this. But with that being said, I'll be back. Have a wonderful night, guys. Well, not wonderful 2 minutes rather, and stay safe.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, David.
See ya. Alrighty, I'm back. The David Club here. We are watching for latest recon data as they are flying the storm. That's what they have so far on Google Maps. Great way to end out Thursday with new, fresh data. Oh, this lemonade is good. I love pink lemonade, don't I? But yeah, they did find winds at 925 millibars at 181 miles an hour, which is real. That's 500 feet off the ground, by the way. So that is pretty, that's not at the surface, of course, but that is really, really low. That is extremely low. Just a quick note, HAFS-B 18Z actually underdid the level of intensification thus far, behind by about 4 to 7 millibars. Justin, G, where are you seeing that? Because if we look at the 0Z run, and I want to clear things up here for you all too, if we go to the HAFS-A model, or no, if you're looking at the HAFS-B, that's different. But I'm going to look at the HAFS-A run. And let's go to this. So this is at 137. All right, at 0Z. See the time up here? 0Z. Oh, wait, you can't see it because I need to zoom out. Duh. There we go. Here it is. 0Z Friday. That's this afternoon in 6 hours. That's initialized 18Z, and it's pointing to 937 millibars. So this is a millibar stronger on the HAFS-A run. On the HAFS-B, though, it is about the same. I see 935, 936 millibars. So I'm not sure where you're getting that, Justin G, at. I'm seeing it as strong as what the HAFS-A and B are showing, roughly within a millibar. They updated. It says it's a 160 category 5. What? Did it update? Really? Did they really update it? Someone is saying that they updated on the NHC. I don't see any new updates. I do not see any new updates. So can't confirm that yet. Yeah, I don't see any new updates, so I'm not going to... Whoever did that, you know. Is it already borderline category 5? Yes, it is. It is very close. According to Tropical Tidbits, according to with what I have here, it is very close to Cat 5. Or it might be. We'll see what the NHC does. Drop zone wasn't directly in the eye, and the plane did find pressure lower than that. Pressure likely in the low 930s. See, though, but the thing is, Justin G, it was dropped in the eye, though. So I don't know if we trust that or what. I just don't know. You sound like you're a hurricane expert, so we'll trust this guy. So if it's down to 930 millibars, then it's about 6 or 7 millibars lower, which could be a big problem for what, you know, for this 900 millibars. Tropical Tidbits have it at 933. So, all right, then we'll go with 933 then. So it is a few millibars deeper than what the HAFS-A shows. There's a lot of mixed confusion, exactly like 936, 933. It really doesn't matter. It's a very intense hurricane right now. Regardless, the point is... Oh, wait, the point I was making, is that the HAFS-B is doing rather well. Oh, okay. What about the HAFS-A, Justin G? Can you look at the HAFS-A, please? If you don't mind. I think the HAFS-A is pretty similar, actually. I mean, it's a little further, but I mean, a millibar or so doesn't mean a lot. But see, in 03Z, that's at 8 p.m. tonight. This could be down to 930 millibars potentially. We'll see with what the next pass is, what they find. But this could get down to 900 millibars. Either way you put it, 905, 915 millibars, 912, 911. Either way you put it, this is very, very strong. This is immense, by all means. Also, yeah, I was going off ATCF 933, which seems more reasonable. Okay. Can you do the 3D? Sure. So this look at the 3D of the eye, of course. And Justin, it looks like something has changed with the eye a little bit. We look at the 3D here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of fragmenting. Something is going on here with the clouds, the cirrus clouds. I don't know if that may be an eye wall replacement cycle. I'm not trying to wish for an eye wall replacement cycle, but something is changing in that eye. Something has to be changing. Man, that is really strong. Boy, that is very intense. Lee looks very evil. I do agree with that, Roberts girl. It's just strengthening. Weather cod. All right, so what am I looking for, Justin? I mean, this is the same thing. This is the hurricane. So what am I looking? Look at the last few frames, starting to round out on the western end. Okay. Looks like the eye is warming up even more on that frame. Not as warm as it was earlier, though. Strangely enough. Cloud top's still really cold. So, I don't think it's an eye wall replacement cycle, but there is a little bit of a deformation with the little cloud field right there. Little deformation. Man, that thing is evil, as what you all said. It's evil. It's an evil storm. David, please use GPS coordinates. There's no reason to use GPS when we see where it's actually located. No, it's not evil, it's natural. Well, the hurricane's evil because it's strong. It's a strong system. There's no more lightning activity in the eye, though, like there was before. Wow, that is very, very intense. That is very strong. Take a look at the latest. Oh, there's still lightning in it. Interesting that this is not being picked up on. Yeah, Weather Nerds right here does still show a lot of lightning going on within that eye wall for sure. So this is still very strong. Most certainly strong. All right, they're about to move into the eye on the northwestern side. They're about to do that again. So we'll see about with what they find. They did find hurricane force winds, though, right here. A little bit of hurricane force plots of winds. That's this area. That's 64 knots. It's about 74-ish miles an hour. So that is definitely intense. Model runs right now are very unreliable. The NHC clearly stated in their 5 o'clock update. Let me go to their discussion to see if I could find that. Low shear. All regional models show a Cat 5 hurricane. These are not easily predictable in advance, but we don't see yet indication that Lee's intensification is stopping yet. So we just don't know how models are handling this pretty good, I think. My biggest fear is people being caught off guard. That's my worst nightmare. Yeah, and that's why we are tracking this right now. And when we do look at the models, I want to look at the spaghetti plot before we get more recon data. By the way, we're at 120 knots on the ADT. The eye temperature is pretty warm still, about 22 degrees. 6.9 is a raw T numbers, so we are definitely really strong. That hasn't weakened or come down at all, which is pretty bad. So let's use our GFS model. Let's look at this. Let's look at the whole entire Atlantic. So when we go forward, the GFS does make a hard left turn and moves this west. Okay. In fact, the last few model runs actually has this further west. Right over here. Okay. You can see the last few model runs. Definitely closer. So we'll see if we get some corrections tonight with the Recon aircraft. but really close to the U.S. still, certainly a possibility throughout the next 7 or 8 days. But anything beyond 7 days right now is still up in the air because, again, we need to see when this is first going to turn north. If the storm was a confirmed fish storm, then we could really marvel it. But right now, it's not clear if people will be impacted. So let's stop worrying about strength. Yeah, let's not worry about strength in the long term. Let's look at current data. All right. By the way, Margot could actually be a very intense tropical storm, or if not a low-grade hurricane with pressures down to 963 millibars on that. And then we might have to watch far out in time. Again, I'm not too worried about this. This is Fantasyland GFS, by the way. This is Fantasyland. So we're not worried about that because it's too far out in time. But this tells us, I believe, that the tropics are not done yet. And we could still see more systems developing. Looking at the latest European model, it really wants 2 hurricanes out there in the Atlantic, but there's no more seen on the Euro at the given time. The Canadian not showing much either. Only a little bit of a disturbance coming off of Africa. So a lot of wrinkles there. All we're really worried about is watching where Lee is going to go. Okay. Because that is close. That is still close. That still is in reach of the Bahamas. And a lot of changes could be done with this in days to come. But looking at the eye right now, that's what we're seeing. Okay, they're making their turn into the eye. They're making their turn into the northwestern eye. They are doing so right now. And we will find out and wait and see with what they actually find in this portion of the storm. Go to the spaghetti chart. Okay, let me go to the spaghetti chart. So looking at the latest... Okay, we're going to use this right here. This is our latest data anyways. So let me go over here to tropical tidbits and get our spaghetti plot. Yummy spaghetti. Spaghetti-o. And it has happened again. Oh, wait, not on that. 0Z output. Yeah, here it is. The latest run that is out. Man, all of the models now. You know what? Let me actually see something here. It's hard to say if where this is moving. It looks like it's moving right on par. More of the models want this turn now. Right over here. So, we're going to really watch this. They want it going this way and then curve a little bit and then out it goes to the north. But again, we just don't know where this turn is going to happen. It could happen further to the west. It could happen further to the right. This storm might even do this. Kind of come down, then up and out it goes. All right. Yeah, away from land is what you're going to always say, Tom. Go ahead. Say fish storm. We cannot confirm that yet. We just cannot. Okay. You always want to downplay stuff, which is fine, but in this case, we don't know yet. We just don't know. So that's the spaghetti plot. This is showing us our ranges of possibilities. So there's a lot of different, but this is really tightly clustered. Okay, really tightly clustered. Which means there's no impacts to the islands, but there will be some high surf. Which actually, I wanted to show you all that. Before I do, here's a look at the eye temperature, and it has warmed up a little bit more. Now it's 69 degrees in Fahrenheit. So let's look at the waves on this thing. The GFS has this, probably the Euro's not too crazy about it now. But we'll use the Euro anyways, and you can see still producing swells that are up to 40 feet. So, yeah, if you're on these islands, you could certainly get wave heights that could approach 8 to 10 feet. So just keep that in mind. Some serious wave action spreading out from the center. And then you can see the center there. Moving to the north, 45-foot waves, perhaps. Which is very high. That is exceptional. I agree, Justin. Why are people saying Cat 7? Oh my gosh, you guys are just ridiculous. There is no such thing as a Cat 6, so there's not even such thing as a Cat 7. I mean, gosh, I'm sorry to be kind of rude, but like, why would you guys just like the hype? You guys just like to get attention. There's no such thing as Cat 7 or Cat 6. Okay. Sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's not so funny when people could possibly, within the next 10 to 12 days, get impacted by this. I know you all are concerned about this, and you know what? I appreciate your guys' concern. I really do. That's why I'm here streaming this. You know as good as I know. Let's put it that way. Where is it going to turn? When is it going to turn north? We just don't know. Okay? We should hopefully get better consistency among the models, hopefully tomorrow or tomorrow night. This will help a little bit, but we need more data consistently to help feed these models. Storm should top out at 180 to 190 miles an hour. That is a little high, but I want to hear I want to hear Justin G's thoughts. How strong could this get, Justin G? 180, 190 miles an hour? Yeah, I got 3D, you all, on this hurricane. 3D! Look at that. Let's see the latest College of Dew page. That eye is very warm and dry. Oh, come on. Fly in there. I don't think we're going to get the next pass. I don't think we're going to be able to get the next pass on stream. I'm so sorry, folks. What is a 3D software? This is Radar Omega. That's what I'm using. It's Radar Omega. It is not free. You do have to pay for it. I don't like that question because theoretical peak is like super crazy high. But if I had to say in the realistic peak, um, could be like 175, 180. Though I doubt it gets that high. Okay. We shall see though. Oh boy. They're gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get the center. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this for the next 10 or so minutes, but we have a pretty good idea that this is going to be a category 5 in the next update, I strongly believe. I think at least 155, 160, it won't make the difference. But -5, +5, it won't. Either way, this is an extremely dangerous hurricane that is headed northwest, right, or west-northwest, and it is expected to become supposedly a Category 5 hurricane by late tonight when the next advisory comes out from the NHC at 11 o'clock, which would be 11 o'clock or 8 o'clock my time. How strong do I think this is gonna get? I would say probably right around 170, 175. So again, this look at the NHC track, you can see again it's gonna head northwest. Again, Lee has become a major hurricane, and further strengthening is expected with its core moving north of the northern Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico this weekend and early next week. Dangerous surf and life-threatening rip currents are expected on the northern Leeward Islands. Beginning Friday, these conditions will spread westward, affecting Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, the Turks and Caicos, and the Bahamas through the weekend. Dangerous surf and rip currents are expected along the coast of the U.S. East Coast beginning Sunday. Please consult products from your local weather office for more information. And like I said, we're just getting recon data there, so we don't know exactly how strong this is going to be. All right. Now that the mesovort in the northwestern eye wall has relaxed, it's starting to round out its eye again. You mean the Justin G storm, the Justin G hurricane? Just kidding. I'm joking with you, Justin G. Definitely intenso. It looks like a whirlpool is what it looks like. By the way, how's everybody liking the stream? I want to ask you all, how did you enjoy tonight's stream? If you did, please hit that like button, share this, and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are going to be live on this tomorrow. I'm gonna make a video in the morning again, like I did, followed by a stream in the afternoon. And depending on how strong this is, I might just do a stream in the afternoon with me flying into the hurricane. And all of you are probably excited about that, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, looks like the eye is trying to round out a little bit more. That's what Justin G is saying. And let's take a look at satellite. The actual temperatures. Yeah, the eye is warming. It's at about 70 degrees. So it is warming up again. Which means this is still intensifying. Still strong. Zoom out. Yes, that's the hurricane right there. You can see where it's at on the map. Thank you, Bev Taylor, for the $4 donation. I do appreciate it very much. More likely Saturday, David, late Friday evening or Saturday morning of what you're saying. The reconnaissance mission supposed to measure the high pressure surrounding it. That's the data I'm waiting for. More likely Saturday, David, late Friday evening or Saturday morning. That's what you meant. All right. But you can see where the hurricane is, and this is very symmetrical right now. Really, really adding that symmetrical look to the system. Earlier it was more kind of asymmetrical, but it seems to get a little more symmetrical in the last hour or so. I am not liking that eye, though. That's a little ragged. Maybe the convection is so deep and so intense that maybe it is covering the eye a little bit. So no land impacts? Got it. Again, Tom Byrne, you can believe what you want. I'm not going to say anything. If you think this is not going to impact any land areas, then that's your decision. But we're not going to just go by on your decision. All right? That's your choice that you want to make. If you think it's going to miss land, that's yours. A lot of lightning going on in this, though. Tons and tons of lightning. Just really intense. Very intense lightning. But I'm glad you all are liking the stream very much. I do. I greatly appreciate it very, very much. I really do. I couldn't do this without all of you. And I want to all tell you that I reached 14,000 subscribers. So I want to thank you all for slapping that subscribe button, because we are going to be live again tomorrow for sure on this. A lot of you enjoy these live streams when I track the hurricane, when I get recon missions, or when we collect recon data. But tomorrow we will be live a lot longer. I will stream right around 3:30 in the afternoon again, but this time we're going to stream probably until about 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So tomorrow will be a better stream. It's going to be a longer stream because tonight I do go to church, and that's my religious belief. I have to abide by that. I can't do much about it. So that's why I cannot stay on for much longer right now, for another few more minutes or so. Do you guys have any questions at all? Any questions before I go? Any questions? If you haven't subscribed or liked the stream, be sure you do so. And yeah. Like I said, they're probably going to go Cat 5 in the next advisory. I'm very sure about it. Wouldn't surprise me given the improved structure slightly. You're very welcome, G. You're very welcome, Sarah Keen. Great streaming. Very informative. Thank you very much, Sadful. I do appreciate it. Tomorrow will be more like this. Very detailed, high quality, at a great value with live recon data. That's kind of the juicy part of these streams, is providing live recon data. New subscriber, I'll be back. All right, I want to go fast. And that's what the Hurricane wants to do. I want to move fast. Love watching these streams for the info. And I do appreciate your guys' cooperation. I know some of you were kind of going crazy, like, oh, it's Cat 6, Cat 7. You all know this by now, that there's no such thing as Cat 6 or Cat 7. Cat 5 is all they go with. But yeah, we shall watch Lee very closely overnight tonight. You all could follow me on Twitter. It is Weather United 1. If you haven't followed me yet on Twitter, you guys can't miss it. It's right here. Let me go to it, where you all can see what I post. I will be providing screenshots of latest recon data also. So you'll see more of this tonight, even so I'm not streaming. So at least I'm doing my job at providing some detailed content. But again, this is it right here in the chat if you all want to check that out. Not only do I do hurricanes, but I also do winter storms, severe weather, and everything. So, yeah. All right, everyone. That is going to do it. I don't have much more to say other than I have to get out of here and head to church for Bible study tonight, but I will be back tomorrow for an extended period of time of live streaming, because Recon's going to be out there probably longer tomorrow for sure, providing us with realistic information. All right, but I really love you guys. I appreciate your guys' support. Thank you all for participating in today's live stream. I will see you guys tomorrow morning with a video, and then I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon with a live stream where we will have Fancy Hippie, which he is a certified, or he's pretty much a certified meteorologist right now. Prestige Weather, he will be joining me tomorrow with that stream, along to go with probably Pat's Path Predictor as well. Well, that's going to sum it up. Thank you all for tuning in. Be back with you tomorrow.